Let them be mad. I don't care. We don't care. Like, you're done. You're fired. Get out. Goodbye. We're good on you. Like, we're tired of this America that we're living in, and it's time for a change. All right, y'all. Well, if you have a fuck you, you know what to do. Send them to us here at blackatworkpod@gmail.com by email. You can also go to our website, and that's blackatworkpod.com, or hit us up on social media, please, at blackatworkpod everywhere. Our first fuck you comes from a girl with no name. Hey, ladies. Okay, so real quick, I'll just let y'all know the girl I'm talking about is Elizabeth. Yes, she is white, and we have been super, super tight work friends for about 2 years. Since COVID, I don't see her around the office much because we all are remote now. But we keep, and I am open, all day talking shit about our coworkers like we did when we were in the office. We are also friends on social media. I bet y'all know where this finna go. So throughout the few years we've been tight, she and I have never talked politics or anything like that, or even mentioned it. Just on GP, I don't talk about that shit. I don't know what GP means.
General principle.
Oh, okay. Just on general principle, I don't talk about that shit at work. And every time we hung out outside of work, it's just never come up. Yesterday, as we're all sitting home watching these sorry ass election results, she posted a meme about how Joe Biden is stealing the election and the votes counted are fake. I couldn't help myself and swiftly corrected her incorrect ass. Suddenly, her and her clan member friends started attacking me, saying dumbass shit like I voted for a pedophile and mail-in votes aren't real and just a bunch of crazy shit. So I texted her and told her it was odd finding out she was a Trump supporter and I must be her black friend she uses to negate her racism. She accused me of being racist and how Trump has made this country better and blah blah. I blocked her ass, so this fuck you is for her. Elizabeth, you crusty crab eating bottom feeder bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you for acting like my friend when your political beliefs are rooted in my oppression. Nobody should have to explain to your dead brain ass how supporting a motherfucker who doesn't denounce white supremacy on live TV is racist. Bitch, Barbara Streisand has done more for the black community than that real pedo. Baby, is this Dana? Dana,
I did not.
Hello, this Barbara.
Girl, she's letting him have it.
Bitch, Barbara Streisand has done more for the black community than the stale Cheeto Puff you call a president. Fuck all of that. Anyway, outside of the racism, he is a clown. Can't associate myself with somebody so dumb. In the words of Dana, you gonna die saltine. Bye.
Girl, you read this bitch for utter filth. I don't even have shit to say. Yeah, you befriend these white folks at work and you be thinking they cool. This happened to me. I swear to God. When Mike Brown got killed, I'm from St. Louis. When Mike Brown got killed, the whole city was in disarray, and you could tell the tensions and shit coming into work. White folks looking at you like, you rioter, and we looking at them like, you racist. So totally feel this. That's when I stopped befriending white folks at work, just on GP, because I didn't want to run into no shit like this. But you already said what I would have said in return. I mean, what you got in that?
Baby, that's why I said, Dana, now you sure this ain't you coming through?
She said, you gonna die saltine. Bye.
Baby, last week, Dana had all the buys.
All the buys.
She ended everything with bye.
Out to you. And I love you because you watch Game of Thrones. Yes, I can tell because you're your name. A girl with no name.
Oh, that's a character on Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Y'all petty. Y'all whack. No, I'm just kidding.
I love you. Thanks for writing in. You the bomb.
Y'all lame. No, I'm just kidding, girl with no day. That's cool. I'm the same way. I have white coworker friends, and I've never brought up anything politics, because for that reason, I ain't got time, and I'll be about to have to go off on somebody. I'll be done got fired. So I don't even bring that up. But yeah, shout out to you, baby. You read her. We ain't got nothing else to say, child. Let's see. So our next fuck you. This one isn't a fuck you. This is a response to last week's, I guess, water cooler. This comes from Anonymous. Love the show. Thanks. But BLM, Black Lives Matter, does not mention the black man in their bylaws. Y'all can Google it. We need another avenue to justice, because this ain't it.
Just say you're homophobic and get out of our inbox, because that's where that bullshit rhetoric is rooted in. A lot of people don't know this because it doesn't matter, but Black Lives Matter was started and organized and kept alive by Black members of the LGBTQIA community. And when all this shit went down, when everything was being organized and shit, nobody was thinking about, let's specify every black in our bylaws. No, they say Black Lives Matter. What don't you understand about that? That covers all black lives: men, women, boy, girl, trans men, trans women, non-binary, everybody. They're calling for black lives to matter in this country. So that whole bylaw shit, that come from, and I hate to use the word hotep because hotep is not a bad word, but that come from them hoteppy niggas on Facebook and Twitter talking about this ain't acknowledging the black man. These the same niggas that be like, oh, it's so many gay black people on TV. They turning our kids gay. Listen, I am 30 plus, 33 exact. And I know other gay 30 plus people who grew up watching straight people all day on TV, and they still gay. So your logic is flawed. What's my word? Bye.
Baby, bye. Well, I mean, what I want people to realize is that let's stop trying to nitpick everything. Like, when we have Black Lives Matter, like, let's not pick, oh, well, it doesn't say black men, or it doesn't say, it's Black Lives Matter, y'all. Like, is Trump doing anything to organize anything for you or for black people? Or is anybody else coming together to form something where we have a voice, or where we can speak up and protest or do whatever? Let's not be so nitpicky about everything, and let's just say, okay, we have an organization that is trying to speak out about black lives. I mean, it should just be the end of that. We shouldn't even be going into all of that, because it's a lot of people that don't support black people, period. So why are we trying to combat 3 black women who formed this organization and taint it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. Like, what you're saying is irrelevant. So
it's completely irrelevant. Everything Annessa said, don't try to come in our inbox trying to buffoon us with words. We got Google. We know what Google is. We can Google it, and you Google it. Read it again. Just because it doesn't mention specifically a black man does not mean that we're ignoring black men. Black lives, period. Bye.
And the Constitution, one more thing, the Constitution does not say black anything. It says you're a piece of wood, if we want to be exact. You're property. So let's not even go there and try to talk about, black lives. Like, anyway, I'm done with it.
Right. Bye.
So we got a fuck you in our email, in our inbox, in our email. And the subject is drag 'em. So this is a follow-up. We love follow-ups. Hey ladies, it's Kim again. Y'all said my real name the last time. Girl, well, you gotta be specific because we forget, child. You gotta let me know. But she says, LOL, anyway, I cannot wait to hear y'all's commentary on these fools in this election. Monday cannot get here soon enough. I'm writing in today because one of my white coworkers has lost her shit, and I just have to tell somebody because I don't talk to these motherfuckers I work with. Cindy came to work on Monday, and weeks prior to this, she told us all that she plans on working the polls Tuesday and won't be in. That was a lie. So Tuesday comes, she came to work complaining about her stomach hurts and she needs to go home. My boss said, "Do you have corona?" Ooh, she said she wasn't sure. Question mark, question mark. She must have forgot she lied about working the polls. I laughed to myself as they sent her lying ass home. Wednesday, no Cindy again. Thursday, no Cindy. I'm sitting on my couch last night watching the news waiting for these results. And who do I see on the news outside protesting with no mask?
Girl.
Cindy.
Girl.
It was the no mask and her little beat up poster that took me down, LMAO. I hollered all night. So today I know we're going to get another notice that she was out again. Nope, she up in here, LOL. Looking like Meryl Streep in Death Becomes Her.
Baby, y'all are really coming with it today.
Hilarious. Must be the lack of sleep from her hard labor protesting for her rights, quote unquote, or corona. We don't know. I saw our boss in the bathroom and I asked her if it was safe for Cindy to be here since she suspected she had corona. Oh, she's not sick like that. It was just a stomach bug, my boss says. The lies. All these morons are probably in cahoots with one another. I hate it here. Y'all are my only black co-workers, quote unquote. So I just had to tell somebody about this madness. Cindy, fuck you. I hope your prejudiced ass does not get corona. Oh, I'm sorry. She says, I hope your prejudiced ass does get corona for being out with your fellow idiots last night, dummy.
Y'all reading them for us. I mean, I don't have nothing else to say. I mean, first of all, hold on. It is so fucked up that she's getting away with all of this lying at work. And then secondly, you out here protesting for your quote unquote rights at these super spreader events and then gonna bring your ass back to work the next day with your asymptomatic ass. No, just based on, and I would have took a screenshot of her ass on TV and took it to HR and would have been like, excuse me, I'm immune compromised and I'm concerned because Cindy was out. Yeah. Get her ass the fuck out of the office. I don't know what y'all are doing in person, what type of work this is, but she gotta go. That's number one. Number two, she should be just fired for lying about being sick and being out protesting, but they won't do that. She looks stupid like the rest of them, and we'll get to that one later.
Girl, she looks so stupid. And I would have, if that was me, baby, I would have got my phone out while I saw her on the news. I would have got my phone out, press record. Yeah, look at Cindy. You can't deny it. Look at her, no mask on. Then came back to work the next day. It wouldn't have been no screenshot for me, baby. I would have had it all on camera. I would have told them. I would have been like, Cindy, where have you been? I would have let her lie. Well, I got you on camera.
Girl, I would have been even more bolder than that. I was like, I would have came over to her. That's like, how was the protest last night? Stupid bitch.
Girl, yeah, y'all are reading these folks for filth, but that is hilarious. If you have a fuck you, send them to us at Black at Work Pod on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, all of that. Or send them to us online or on our website. I sound so old. Online, blackatwork.com, or email us, blackatworkpod@gmail.com. Y'all are crazy.
Anyway, let's do this fucking water cooler. Well, as you know, we record this on Saturday, and by the grace of God,
dum 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 dum.
Come on, Oregon. We got the election results, and bitch, it's about to get real. Okay, I know we were all dooms and glooms last week, but I got one message for you, bitch ass Donald Trump.
Out of my house. Get out of my house.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Girl, shout out to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Black woman, Black girl magic Kamala Harris for the win, sis.
Man, so many people we need to give shout outs to. Let us start with our queen, Stacey Abrams. Everybody bow. She was cheated out of her election. She didn't throw a temper tantrum like that freeze-dried mango in the White House. What she did was she mobilized, she got people organized, and she turned Georgia blue. She turned Georgia blue, which, correct me if I'm wrong, has been blue for 28 years. She got people out. She got people registered, fought for more polling places in heavily populated Black areas. She did her damn thing. Honor a queen.
Honor a queen. Shout out to these Black folks who got out and listened in Atlanta, Fulton County. Shout out, because I used to live in Fulton County. Come on through. Come on, Fulton County, Joseph E. Lowry Street. Okay, Robert E. Lee. Come on now. Nah.
Named after all of these slave owners.
Baby. And political activists that worked hard and fought for us to be able to vote. So shout out to y'all Black folks for actually getting out and doing what was right, because this was very necessary.
And shout out to Offset too. Niggas was trying to clown him for voting, and he kept going. He kept getting people registered. He utilized his social media, utilized his voice, and he didn't care if people were saying that he was lame or dumb. He got people mobilized in Georgia too, so shout out to him. Another fucking shout out to Cindy fucking McCain, bitch, you did that. Donald Trump clowned her husband for years, who is a POW, by the way. POW meaning prisoner of war. He was, I think over there for like 7 years. Could you imagine? He didn't honor him when he passed away. Donald Trump called John McCain a loser, all of that. Cindy said, you know what, bitch? I got you, bitch. And she flipped Arizona blue. So shout out to her.
Blue, 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 blues, clues, blues, clues.
Oh, okay. And then also, we would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Y'all queens are truly the first at everything. I want to see y'all a strolling. I want to hear y'all ski till the cows come home. I love the Divine Nine. I love what y'all do. I stand for this. This is a win for y'all too. Shout out to Howard, bitch.
Come on, HBCUs. We up in the White House. Hello? Y'all, this is what they taught us, Black excellence.
Black excellence. So shout out to everybody who were on the ground, all the organizers, all the people's names that we don't even know, all the poll workers, everybody that said, we are done with this Cheeto Puff and we want him out. So get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Get out of my house.
Oh, man. So with that said, we've been in the midst of a week full of bullshit from you niggas, old president.
I've been exhausted.
Girl, exhausted. He basically lost this race on Wednesday. It was very clear that, well, it wasn't very clear, but it was kind of clear that he was going to lose. Even though he was up in most of these states, millions of mail-in ballots had to be counted, and it was no way for them to be able to call it. However, we knew that the majority of mail-in ballots were for Democrats, because Democrats really utilized that as their point when they were, what is the word? When they go around in the cities?
Protesting?
No. Getting out the word to vote. What are they doing?
I have no idea.
Trump calls it a rally, but they call it
campaigning?
Campaigning, god damn.
Getting out the word to vote, baby. Hey, it's all the same shit. Don't come for Dana, period.
Anyway, when the Democrats were campaigning, they heavily pushed mail-in ballots. So why are you bitches confused that most of the mail-in ballots are for Democrats. That's number one. Number two, your dumbass president told you not to vote via mail because the ballots were fake. He told you guys to go out on election day, which would add up to the fact that on election day, he was leading. You bitches are dumb. They got up, went out, protest. Cindy, she was one of them. Went out protesting and didn't know what the fuck they were protesting for. They were just like, count that vote. And then miles away in another city, stop that vote. And then you got Trump going ape shit in his supporters' inboxes, sending them threatening emails. John, this is your last chance. The Democrats are trying to steal the election. I mean, it's just psychotic. It has been hilarious to see, but also very disappointing because just like our homegirl earlier, a lot of us were for the first time realizing how dumb our white friends were. So, but anyway, that shit was ridiculous. What do you think about them kneeling in protest in the streets?
The Trump trolls, child, is what I call them. So y'all, first of all, so y'all had the nerve, the audacity to kneel. Why white folks always stealing everything that we do? The first person to kneel was Colin Kaepernick. That was his way of protesting, by kneeling. Y'all wasn't kneeling until we started kneeling, and then y'all didn't like us when we was kneeling, and now y'all want to kneel and bow down to y'all's master. Stand up and get another gesture. Throw up the peace sign or something, child, because the kneeling, it's the kneeling for me. Y'all can't kneel. I'm tired of y'all. Like Trump trolls. Bye. Y'all lost. We're tired of Trump. We're tired of y'all. We're tired of the disrespect. We're tired of the just not being able to come together. Like, y'all look ridiculous. Get y'all asses up and go home.
In Maricopa County, 200 Trump supporters armed with AR-15s surrounded a voting counting site. There was no pepper spray, no water cannons, no tasers, no arrests, no police setting buildings on fire because they be doing that shit, no National Guard, no rubber bullets. Yeah, these motherfuckers are still out here protesting, asking for a recount of votes already being counted. You guys are dumb as fuck. Just a complete disgrace. I will say this. I know Republicans. I know real Republicans. George Bush, his daddy, all of them. Those are real Republicans. John McCain was a real Republican. Trump is not a Republican. And the way he has castrated this entire party just to run this shit show is all telling. It's all telling. You bitches are surprised in saying that these votes are fake and they shouldn't be counted without doing any type of real-time math. 4 years ago, there were 14, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds, a whole generation of them who could not vote until this past Tuesday. Did you ever consider that? Did you ever consider the fact that we're in a global pandemic and there are a lot of immune compromised people out here who don't want to risk their lives standing in line in the poll, so they opted for the mail-in ballot? There's also a lot of people who never ever fucking cared about voting up until this point because they were tired of this bullshit. So you guys can file your lawsuits all day, go back and forth with the Supreme Court on this all day, waste your time, waste your money, send out these threatening emails to your followers and all of that shit. You have got to go.
Out of my house. Get out of my house.
Get out of my house, Cheeto Puff.
Get your U-Haul truck. It's outside waiting on y'all. You and Melania and all y'all, your siblings, your kids, all of them. Get them out.
Right. And who also can get the fuck out? Steve Bannon, who called for the beheading of Dr. Fauci and the FBI director, Wray. Now, Twitter banned him because he was threatening and shit. But you would think somebody that is already currently out on bail on federal charges would steer clear of threatening a federal officer. Put him under the jail just on GP. Look, we using GP all show. Just on GP. Fuck this bitch. I'm just so goddamn glad that even though we're going to be hearing about Trump, he is not going to hold the highest office in our land. My kids are not going to grow up in Trump's America. And I'm just overjoyed with motherfucking happiness.
Period. The media all day has just been talking about, oh, Trump's going to be so mad. The Trump trolls. They didn't say Trump trolls. I'm saying Trump trolls. The Trump trolls going to be so mad. Da, 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 da. Let them be mad. I don't care. I don't care. We don't care. Like, you're done. You're fired. Get out. Goodbye. We're good on you. Like, we're tired of this America that we're living in. And it's time for a change.
It is probably so hard for him to realize that people don't like him.
He is a sore loser, and it's so disgusting. And it's just, no leader needs to be in the office like that. Like, he needs to be looking at John McCain when he conceded to President Obama and how he did it so graciously, and just do the same thing, bro. Like, we tired of this.
We tired of this, and your supporters are fans. They're not Republicans. They're super fanatic fans who lean on everything you say, who don't do any research for themselves, who think that somehow God has you in this office. Speaking of, I didn't even have this on my list of shit to discuss today, but did you see that video of that white pastor calling on Black ancestors? Paula White, yes.
I can't believe Paula.
Girl, I can't either because my mom used to listen to her when I was growing up. Yes. But yeah, she was calling on the Black ancestors and South Africa and South America to get this nigga elected. Bitch, this just goes to show you that the God that you niggas are serving is not the same God that we are, because there is no way that a God I serve would uphold the bullshit that y'all talking about, so white supremacy, and even uphold this clown who y'all know is a clown in the White House. How dare you? How fucking dare you even correlate this bitch with God when he sat up at a college graduation and called 2 Timothy 2 Timothy? He don't read no goddamn Bible, bitch. Paula White, first of all, you been done for me, but you are black toast done for me. Like, I hope you obscured into oblivion with your president and all of these other stupid ass celebrities who put their last reputations on the line to support this bitch.
That says a lot about Paula. She up there, boom shaka boom shaka Africa, Jamaica, Israel, all of ya. Come on now, I want ya. Paula, you got some nerve, Paula, we done with you, Paula. Oh yeah, like, we been done with you, but baby. And don't bring my ancestors try to call. Well, they ain't gonna come for you because they don't.
They didn't come. They made your ancestors. They ain't coming, bitch.
Ancestors, and you think our ancestors supporting that? Sis, come on, sis.
Girl, our ancestors was up in heaven giving that one face like, That's none of my business.
That's none of my business.
All right, so for this last story, y'all kids gonna have to help me out here because I've never heard of this young man, King Von. I hear that he's quite famous, right?
From what I know, I'm old too, child. So I've heard that he's famous and all of that, and I think he was like on the verge of like really popping off like Pop Smoke was.
Okay. Well, he was involved in a police shooting this past week and lost his life along with 3 others. So rest in peace to him, young King. I'm going to check out your music. His life was affected by a lot of people, so I felt it necessary for us to give him a shout out. 6ix9ine, though, was trending after his death. Ugh. I hate to even talk about this because I fucking hate this scumbag. But he was laughing at a video of Lil Durk finding out that King Von had passed away. Such in poor taste. I I hate this idiot. I wish he would go away. I wish I would even stop giving him the type of attention that he so desperately craves. Like this nigga has a 6'9" on his face. He's screaming, look at me, look at me, look at me. And he's steadily doing dumbass tactics to get people to look at him, to talk about him like we're doing now. But please disappear into oblivion. You are, first of all, not black. And for all the black people that sit around and let you say the N-word, I want to smack them too. Because you can't do that shit in front of me. Go off somewhere, because your music is trash. You are trash. You should still be in jail, and just disappear. Bye.
And listen, 6ix9ine, I don't even know how you got included in the culture. Like, child, you was at Subway making sandwiches. I was telling you, light lettuce, please. Make my meat a little bit straighter. My cheese, that ain't how I want my cheese. You have no right to speak on King Von's death, especially when, you know, we're constantly being shot down by police. I know the story is still developing, and then now they're saying that supposedly he wasn't shot by the police. He was involved in a shootout before the police came. I don't know, but still, 6ix9ine, be quiet, sit down, have several seats, and go buy another wig.
Please get you a new lace front. And the last thing, I know we're like over, but Oregon becomes the first U.S. state to decriminalize possession of all drugs, including cocaine, heroin, meth, and cocaine, heroin, and meth for personal use. Now, let's clarify this, because some people don't know, but these drugs aren't legal in the state, but you won't go to prison for your addiction now. You'll get $100 fine, and the state pays for your rehab using the marijuana tax laws and revenue that they already have. So this is kind of a good move, I guess. I don't know. But shout out to Oregon for being the only state to do this shit.
Yeah, people probably gonna get bandwagon because, you know, I agree with, you know, them not sending addicts to prison because, you know, that doesn't solve anything. It's definitely not the solution. I feel like instead, like, set them up with like some type of mental help or rehabilitation assistance, you know, because I mean, it's scary. Like, the people that's addicts ain't go overdose, and I don't know. Like you said, it's like, okay, at least they're not going to prison. But I wish they would set something up to where they could like get the people help, because obviously people are doing this for some type of reason. So,
and let the people that are already in jail for these offenses out, clear their records so they can get jobs and be productive members of society and buy their drugs legally so that your state can get financed that way. How about that?
Period. And I'm all for decriminalizing marijuana, yeah. Now, child, they legalized marijuana in 4 more states. So, hey.
Not Texas, though. Ugh.
It's coming, child.
All right. Well, guys, that's it for the water cooler. Let's take a break. All right, y'all. So today for our Down to Business segment, we have host and creator of the Ever Revolving podcast, founder of Ever Revolving Woman. She's an admin of Black Casters for pod booking. And she has her own podcast, like I mentioned earlier, the Ever Revolving podcast. Welcome, Miss Angela Sheree.
Actually, the Ever Evolving.
Oh, so, Ever Evolving. What did I say?
I think you said revolving.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so we want to hear about this work experience that you have during COVID and how it's been going for you.
Yeah, so I've been in the corporate America and healthcare insurance for the past 10 years. And I recently took on a new role in a department that, you know, I didn't really know anybody. And so going into it in this time was a little, you know, you don't know how people feeling and what they're thinking. It's, you know, we've seen how everyone has been really divided in this election and in this time. So I would honestly have to say, though, that this new department that I'm in with my manager, he's been great to an extent. And I'm going to elaborate on that extent in a little while. But he's always checking on us. as it's me and another coworker that are, the African Americans on the team, Black folks on the team. So he's always checking in when something happens on the news. How are you feeling? Do you need some time? Do you need some time off? He's actually asked me on several occasions, how can I help? Because I am oblivious, I can't say that I understand. And so he'll reach out and ask, how can I help? Do I donate? Where do I protest? And so that's really been great, especially because we're telecommuters. So my manager lives in Connecticut. And so there's a lot going on there. So for him to be concerned with myself and wanting to know how he can help it's really helped, because there's been some very heavy days for all of us. When, you come to work and it's like, I don't feel like working. I don't feel like talking, with everything going on. But having that support has been really great. My manager also pushed for us to have like personal PT, like mental health time, that you don't have to use your personal PTO. But if it's too heavy for you, if you're going through and you got too much on you, just take 2 or 3 hours for yourself. Just let them know, and you can take that time for you. So it's been really good to have that, especially when you don't know really who supports and who you can look to as an ally in this time. So that's been really great.
Right. I was going to say, where you find this magical unicorn white man? Where he come from?
I was about to say, that's really good, because a lot of these companies, like, they shy over, what's going on. Like, they won't bring it up. And of course, like you say, you and another colleague of yours, y'all are only 2 Black people on the team. That's just like me and Dana. We the only 2 Black girls on our team. So, or Black women on our team. So, and nobody has asked us, are you okay? What's going on? Like, any of that. So the fact that they are, really hands-on and reaching out, and also providing a mental health day or PTO day, like, what? Because I want to call in Black.
Okay.
Reach out.
Listen. But I think that it comes from, because my manager is married to a Black woman.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. He
right.
Gets it.
And that's why I said to an extent, Because I'll say this, I do know that, of course, he sees how his wife, has to navigate through the world. And of course, he sees, the things that concern her and in her heart. And she has a child that, of course, they parent together now that they're married. So I'm going to be honest and say, I think he feels like he understands more than he really does because of that. But I still have to appreciate that he's trying, I guess.
And how has that helped you at all in your work life, maybe in your personal life, like him being so supportive and maybe giving those mental health days, or, you and your other counterpart on the team, your other Black counterpart on the team, has that helped you guys at all in your work,
Yeah, I think it's helped me because I use my platforms to really speak out against the injustices. I'm not one of those people who feel like, oh, well, it didn't happen to me, so it has nothing to do with me. I feel like my coworker is like that, though. So I don't think he cares one way or another. He's one of those, Oreos.
Daniel Cameron, attorney.
Yeah, that. So he just gotta be like, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't know. Why are you so down? And I was like, are you serious, bro? Like, are you for real? But for me, it has definitely been helpful because there are times when I have been really heavy, especially, earlier this year when a lot of the, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, like seeing those videos and hearing the calls and just all of that stuff, I was like, okay, this is too much, on top of a pandemic, on top of, the president we got, on top of everything. Just felt like it was piling on to each other. So having that, it did help.
What do you think that other companies should take from this type of experience and implement into their own? Because like Annessa said, we both are in a similar situation as you and your colleague. However, we don't have that type of support. So the obvious answer would be, just get managers in with support. But what types of things do you think that they should just implement in companies, period, so that when these things happen, we're able to be taken care of mentally, so that we can perform for them, do their jobs.
Yeah, like you said, I think that you have to understand if your employees are not good mentally, physically, emotionally, so they are not going to perform well. And I think sometimes the solution is, well, just hire more color, hire more diversity, hire more. That's not always the case if you're just hiring us, but you're not asking us how we're doing. So I think that something as simple as asking, even if you don't fully understand or can relate, ask me how I'm doing. I mean, that's just common courtesy. How are you
Right.
doing? And really meaning it. And then beyond that, a safe space for us. Because I'll be honest, I work for a huge company that everybody else has a place. The LGBTQ community has a place, and these over here, everybody has a place. But when it comes to, let's say, even, and I hate to say this, but like Black History Month, it's like a little quote they put from Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. But there's no space for us. So I think really creating a space and putting people in place that understand what we're going through, and having, free mental health days and mental health classes. And I know they have the EAP, but specific to what we are going through and dealing with, because when you call those EAP lines, those are people that, you can get anybody anywhere, but having people that are assigned to what we are actually dealing with and able to speak to those things, I think, is very helpful. But it starts with just compassion and understanding. And even if, again, you don't fully understand, just asking someone how they're doing, you'll know if they are or not, if they're good or not.
I was just going to say, and compassion is something that you obviously cannot teach because, like I said, these people, they don't, say, how are you? Like, what's going on? We just seen a 8-minute and 30-second video of George Floyd dying. And then the next day we have to come to work. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, to your point, compassion is, really the key. I mean, it's not something that you can teach or train, because you would think that these companies would, understand that. But
yeah. And another thing I want to mention too, for everybody who works at a company that has EAP. EAP means Employee Assistance Program, and some companies offer free therapy sessions for their workers through this program. I have utilized this through my job. And when the pandemic hit, they increased the therapy sessions from 5 to 10 and also included any therapy sessions for anyone in your home. With that said, I know there's a lot of people who are just now getting into therapy or wanting to get into therapy and don't really know how. This is one of those avenues to getting to that place. You can call them and ask them specifically for a Black therapist in your area, or a Black gay therapist, Black trans therapist, whatever you feel like you need so that you can heal and kind of get this shit out. EAP is very, very helpful. And I'm so glad Angela mentioned it. So if you guys have that on your job, please look into that, because that's a great way for you to get into therapy without having to pay. And you can switch up therapists. If you go to the first one and you really don't like her, you can use your EAP to try and find another one. They'll give you a list of people. Utilize those services, because we have to keep working, because we have to keep paying bills. So a lot of us just can't stop and take a Black day, Yeah. So try to do other things in order to keep your mental space well. That's the only comment I had on that.
And I'm glad you said that, because especially as Black people, sometimes, mental health and therapy is still a stigma amongst us, and not something that we want to talk about or feel like we need, but the trauma that we have endured this year alone, I'm telling you, going to therapy, just having an outlet to just talk. That's really all you do, is just getting all of that stuff out. It is tremendous the way that it helps. I started therapy back in April, kind of around, the heat of all of this. And I honestly can say there's no way that I would have been able to maintain everything that I do and to continue on if I hadn't started therapy.
Same for me. Same for me. I say on the show all the time, therapy changed my life in more ways than one. I always say it made me a better bitch. But, the truth is though, it's helped me first be able to have someone to bounce what I feel are my crazy thoughts off of. And two, she kind of gives me direction in order to center. So please, 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 you guys, if you need this type of help, even if you don't feel like you need this type of help, I have friends that go to therapy and don't necessarily quote unquote need it, but they just need that type of outlet once a week. Just try it, and it'll definitely help you for sure at work.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Switching gears here, Angela, what made you get into podcasting? You know, you talked about how you like to, you know, use your voice for speaking out for, you know, the Black community and all the things, you know, the injustices that are happening. Is that kind of what made you get into podcasting? And if not, what actually made you get into podcasting?
No, I actually started as a blogger. So I started blogging back in 2018, and that just wasn't my ministry. I'm not a typer. I got tired of trying to figure out and misspell words and edit and listen. It wasn't working for me. So I said, how is, you know, what other avenue can I use to still use or still give advice or things? Because I started off talking about my evolution to 30. And that's where the whole ever evolving comes from. Because that year 29 going into 30 was something else. You know, the things that I learned, the things that I endured. And so I started just sharing my experiences in the blog. And so I said, yeah, we ain't gonna be able to keep on doing this. And so then I just started the podcast. And I started just, again, talking about the things that, you know, I went through and sharing my personal experiences and using that, telling my business to help others. And with everything that's gone on, I said, okay, I have a greater responsibility. This thing is bigger than just me and just talking about life and just I really feel like all of us have a responsibility, but I felt the weight of that. Like, how can you have this audience and have all of these people listening to you every other week and you're not saying anything about what we're seeing and hearing and feeling? And so really it was just a responsibility and a weight. I said, because if I'm feeling this and if I'm feeling down, and I'm feeling depressed at what I see, how many other people that are tuning into my platform, how are they feeling as well? So yeah, it just became like my mission in this whole season 3 that we're in. I entitled it Black is King, and the whole season is all Black guests, and we are celebrating, educating, loving on each other. Like, that's the whole mission. And so it was birthed out of just, you know, these people are coming to you, give them something, you know.
So where did the idea, well, actually, you can clarify this for me. Black Casters, is this your birthing, or are you just an admin of this movement?
So the work that I do with the season 3 Black is King and shifting my platform to really support us in this time was viewed. So they saw it on social media and was like, you know, we want you. We don't want to create a space for Black people and we not Black and we don't understand and we don't know what to say and we don't want to be politically incorrect. And so after seeing the work that I was doing, they were like, hey, let us know if you would be interested doing what you're already doing on the pod booking platform. And so that's how that came about.
So talk about a little bit more about pod booking and what you guys are doing over there, and explain to us all what it is.
Sure. So pod booking is a new platform specifically for podcasters. So they call it the LinkedIn for podcasters. So if you're looking to get exposure for your show, if you're looking to find guests, if you're looking to be a guest, this is the platform for you as a podcaster. So it's very simple. It's free. It's not a membership. It ain't nothing crazy. It's not like the Facebook groups where you join them, but then you can't talk about the show. You can't post nothing. It's a platform where it's all about you and your show and what your needs are. So it's free to sign up. You sign up, and then there's several different groups that you can be a part of. when you join, you automatically become part of the show group, where you just, again, promoting your show, letting people know what your latest episodes are, what it's all about. And then there's other groups where, it's just for guests. If you're looking for guests, so people will post, well, this is what my expertise is, or I'm looking to be on a show about this. So it's just a platform for all of your needs. So I'm the admin for Black Casters, which is, I say for us, by us a little bit, taking it back to the FUBU days. It is a safe space where we can talk about how we are doing in this time as podcasters that are using our platform to speak about everything that's going on. I specifically have some things coming up, and this is the first time I'm talking about it on the show, so this is exciting. I'm looking for people who are doing amazing things like you all and others, where I can promote their shows. We have some big names as far as sponsorships in the background, where they're looking for people that are doing some amazing things on their shows. We're going to have Q&As, live sessions, all kinds of stuff some of that I can't talk about. The app is coming out next month. And so it's just a safe space to create and collaborate as Black casters. A lot of times I've joined groups for podcasting, and it's for Black podcasting, and I always either got lost in it because it was too much going on, or the admin won't let you post this or that. This is not what that is. Whatever you want to talk about, however you want to talk about it, that's what pod booking is all about. And like I said, we have some things coming up, especially for 2021, that are about to be huge. We have new shows that will be launched out of this. So if I see someone and I say, hey, this person is doing amazing at what they're doing, we have pod booking originals that's coming out 2021 for people to have just a show under the pod booking label. So it's going to be amazing. We just launched November 1st live, and we're already in over 10 countries. So it's dope.
Yes, and to let you guys know, Black at Work is a part of pod booking and Black casters. We want every piece of that, okay?
Okay, for real.
Yes. So I'm super excited. Right now, I'm just trying to grow the group, bring people on the platform to give everybody a fair shot before I start just posting stuff and reaching out to people about certain things. So that's kind of where we are, just building the community. But yeah, it's about to be everything. Okay.
Yes. Well, with that, you're a Black podcaster. We're Black podcasters. Can you speak about why you feel like our voices, especially as women, Black women, in this time, is important right now for people to be able to hear us and, talk about the issues that, that arise in our everyday lives, work, personal, all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's super important because even now, there's a thing kind of going around. We aren't heard. We're shut up.
Right.
People don't believe us when we say something. It is super important because I just feel like, even me personally on the job, in some relationships I've been in, you feel like your voice is silenced, and it doesn't matter. And so I think it's important to let Black women know that you matter, your voice matters, and it's valued, especially in this time. You got a lot going on. I'm not going to get into it in the news and media about stories that have come out in the last few months. And you see the same story come out about a, Caucasian or any other ethnicity, and people believe it and support and hashtag and send money and send funds. But when a Black woman says it, you got everybody coming out of the woodworks, calling her a liar and cussing out, talking to her crazy. It's crazy. And no matter what the truth is, it's just sad that we have to fight for everything, even for our voices to be heard. And so that's why I think it's important, because we need to know that we are valued. Because when you don't feel like your voice is valued, and this is how I feel personally in relationships, friendships, whatever, when I don't feel like I'm heard and when I don't feel like my voice matters, it makes me feel like I don't matter, because I'm trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with me? Maybe that was, maybe I, you know what I'm saying? It makes you second guess you. And so I think that's why it's very important, especially in this time.
And a good example of what she's talking about Black women speaking out about things happening to them and not really getting support. What happened recently with Megan Thee Stallion? First of all, she was quiet. then people clowned her for being quiet. And then she spoke up. People clowned her for speaking up and said that she deserved to be shot and all of that stuff. Like, we are not on a grand scale as a collective supported. So this is perfect for us to start to get our voices out. And now that we have a Black / Indian woman VP, maybe somebody will start listening to us.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
I was just going to say, that's like representation to the fullest. Like, we got somebody in the White House at the highest, the second highest in command. So hopefully that representation will open up a lot of doors for us in, all types of platforms, media, corporate, whatever your role is that you do on a day-to-day basis.
And I love it because, yes, she's Black and / Indian, but homegirl, the way she has handled herself and the way that she handled these debates, I love it. I'm here for all of it.
Every second of it. It's just, she might not be 100% Black, but she out here conducting herself really Black.
Baby, like, she was raised by Angel Mama herself. Okay.
Well, Angela, thank you so much for being on our show. Can you please, again, because obviously I can't read, everybody that listens to the show knows that. Can you please tell us, where can we find you online? Where can we listen to your show? I've heard it. It's great. Everybody go listen. Yes. Me and Annessa listened. So where can we find you? How can we get in touch with you? If we have podcasts, how can we join this Black Casters group and pod booking and all of that?
Yes, ma'am. So as far as the podcast, it is the Ever Evolving Podcast. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And there you'll find the links for the website and all that good stuff. We are on Anchor, but we're on all platforms. Okay. So you just go to Instagram, click on the link, you'll find us. And as far as pod booking, you'll go to pod-booking.com, sign up. And once you sign up, you can go to the Black Casters group. You'll see the little logo, click on that and request to join, and I'll add you in. And in the next coming days, we'll be collaborating and doing some great stuff.
Sounds great. Well, Angela, thank you so much for being on our show today and sharing your experience. I told you, we do not hear too often about companies or bosses even giving us grace during this horrendous time. And let's not even point out, yes, us Black folks are going through stuff, but everybody literally is going through shit with this corona. So it's just great to have someone that's freaking gracious and will just give you a break and all of that. So thank you so much for sharing that story. One last question. What's your next 5 years like? Because you have your hands in so many different pots. You're just everywhere and you're doing the things. So what are your goals?
One of my major goals, and this is probably the first time I talked about it.
Yes, we the first for everything. Yeah.
Exclusive. Yeah, so it's the first time I've said it. But I want to be like the next Issa Rae, like media.
Yes.
Yeah, like not just a podcaster, but media providing spaces for Black creatives to create shows, whether it's web, whether it's on television. So media is just my thing. Talk shows for us. Y'all remember BET back in the day, like when it was real Black?
Yes.
Summit and Cedar's World. And like that's what I see myself having my hands in 5 years from now, at least starting. I don't know what the role's gonna look like, but I see myself kind of creating that space for us.
Well, you gonna do it, girl. You gonna do it. And I want a spot on the show. I don't want to say nothing. I just want to walk past.
I want to say something. I want to be Yvonne Orji. No.
I got y'all.
I want to be the main character, sis.
But Angela, thank you again so much for being on our show.
It's time for the break room.
It's the break room. It's the break room. What you gonna do? Girl, we finna spill all the tea.
Hey, it's the break room. It's the break room.
All right, y'all. Well, let's take a break, child. All these discussions of the elections and everything that's going on. Well, we've been talking about these verses, and we got another verses coming up. But Method Man said that no one could compete with Mary J. Blige in the verses. There's nobody that could step foot in a ring with her. And I totally agree, because who would be able to compete with Mary? Like,
I was just thinking that who could compete with Mary?
Nobody could compete with Mary. I mean, people compare, of course, people compare Keisha Cole, K. Michelle as our times Mary J. Blige, but they could never actually do a versus with Mary J. Blige. So y'all know I was talking about before how the verses should not just be like a battleground type of thing, but they should do verses where, people like Mary J. Blige can come on and play 20 of her songs, or, people like Chris Brown, Usher. Those people, I don't feel like can compete with. I don't think that anybody can compete with them. So they should do a versus where you could just go on, play your songs, we can vibe out, and be done with it. But I do think a K. Michelle and Keisha Cole versus would be dope, though.
That's appropriate. And boo, don't nobody want to see a versus with one artist. That's not fun. For all intents and purposes, even though they're not even in the same generation, I think that a Chris Brown Usher versus would be dope, even though Usher has more number ones. Y'all can argue amongst yourselves about that. Google it. Google it. That's the word of the day. As far as Mary J., really the only person from her time that could possibly go toe-to-toe with her is Faith Evans. However, Faith Evans does not have the catalog to hang with Mary. So there's really nobody. I mean, unless y'all can name somebody, I can't think of anyone that can come for Mary. Mary is our queen of hip-hop soul. She has given us album after album after album of pain. Ooh, especially in the 90s, bitch, girl. I was going through it in 4th grade because Mary...
I'm going down.
You heard me? Because she came with all of the hits. She really was our generation's type K. Michelle, type Monica, know. So, yeah, Mary's in a league of her own. Respect our queen. And for those types of artists that don't have a real competitor to go with, I don't think they should even entertain a versus.
See, my thing is, I don't like of a competition. I think that's my biggest thing. So like when they do these verses, I know it's a competition per se, but I feel
that's
like
not fun.
I don't like competition. I don't like competitions. I don't know.
Just stay at home, Nina. We want to see a competition.
Right. Y'all want to battle.
Yeah, and it's fun. Like and then like the Brandy and Monica verses. For those of us who watch that, there was a lot of songs on there that I forgot that I was like, that's just my jam. Or Brandy will play one song and Monica could play another song to complete with that song. And I'd be like, nope, Monica won, or nope, Brandy won. Like, that's the fun part in it for me. I would love to see Mary J. Blige just sit in a room and play all her hits, but that's just a concert. That's not...
See, I want a mini concert. Come on for the mini concert.
Okay. Hashtag mini concert. Hashtag battle.
Yeah, we do a hashtag mini concert versus me. But you right, Dana. You might be right. People might... I don't know. I love the verses now. Don't get me wrong. I love the verses. And, by the way, let's not forget about Jeezy and T.I. verses happening on November 19th. But I'm going to be there with all my trap music.
I have all my rubber bands on all my arms.
All my fake money on the table, like I'm in a video or something. So, but yeah, Mary, shout out to Mary. She's the queen. Can't nobody compete with her. But shout out to SNL or Saturday Night Live. They've been having a lot of good hosts and musical guests lately.
They have.
If y'all have noticed that Eddie Murphy hosted, Chris Rock hosted, Meg Thee Stallion,
Issa Rae.
Yes, Issa Rae. Adele. It's just been popping. And this week or today, Today is Saturday, of course. Dave Chappelle will be hosting.
I
He is
cannot
a
wait.
legend, y'all. So shout out to Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle. I don't know his musical guest child is somebody old, the white folks old school person.
It's somebody old school that's like conscious, like most deaf or something, because that's the type
Yeah,
of niggas he rock with.
but it's a white band. You know Dave Chappelle. He rock with the white folks, which is fine. We do too. We just rock with the white folks that rock with us. Okay.
Okay. So shout out to Dave Chappelle for sure for getting the Chappelle Show on Netflix. Thank you, God.
Yeah, Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show. What's your favorite Chappelle Show skit?
I
It's
mean,
so many.
it is so many. I hate to talk about the R. Kelly one, but that was one of the that was the most prominent of my time, me growing up. That was like that's our era of like, R. Kelly being like the most scandalous, not most scandalous, but that was we'll be able to talk about that. Like R. Kelly, he went to prison. R. Kelly was peeing on folks. And so, yeah, that probably, I want to piss on you.
I think mine was when he was showing, well, the racial draft is like top 5 for sure. That one episode where he had, what's his name? John Mayer with his guitar playing different guitars that resonate with different races. That was hilarious because it was so true. Bitch, you put a drum behind anything, black people gonna be like, hey, 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 go Nessa, and they start freestyling this shit.
It's my birthday. What you want to do? It's the break room, baby. We start.
Yes, we start just put a damn song together. So that shit was iconic, funny, and of course, Charlie Murphy's recounts of his encounters with celebrities, more specifically Prince and Rick James. Oh my gosh. I can't wait for this to get on. Yeah, I can't wait for this to get on Netflix. That's a great call.
And Dave Chappelle, y'all, he is very woke. I don't know if y'all seen a lot of Dave Chappelle be, coming for these white folks. He is very woke. He is definitely Black Power. Okay. He is a legend in his own right. So, and he got plenty of money. That don't, but still, I love Dave Chappelle. So we'll be watching that. So for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap, update, whatever you want to call it. Dana, did you watch?
I did.
It was cool. I feel like now that the drama of the whole, well, actually it's still going on. So let's just go over this, y'all. So first of all, I'm so over Miss First Messy Lady Giselle, baby.
Girl.
Giselle is so messy. Giselle. I don't understand how you can be a first lady and being on here with this platform and being this messy. But Giselle and I love Giselle, but still, Giselle and Robin invited Karen to a lunch, okay, to quote unquote find out if she was okay. But it's fake because you're not really trying to find out if I'm okay. You're really being nosy and trying to spill tea. So Giselle tells Karen that Wendy told them at her Wine with Wendy, that was last week's episode, that when, do y'all remember when they were at the lake, Karen was like drunk and she was spilling all the tea about, what's his name? What's her husband's name?
Ray.
Mr. Ray Child, the billionaire, the black billionaire, about his tax issues. And she kind of, if y'all remember, she was like, I put all my money behind him, blah, blah, blah. So, of course, First Lady Messy Giselle goes to Karen, invites her with Robin, with her Green-Eyed Bandit, the Green-Eyed Bandit twins, and was like, yeah, we just wanted to check on you because Wendy told us that we're going through some things with the black millionaire. And it's so funny to me because if you remember, Dana, when they were all sitting and Wendy told her about this, Wendy was like, so Giselle, are you going to tell Karen? And Giselle sat up there and lied and said, No, I'm not. And then the next week she goes and tells Karen. Like she couldn't wait.
Girl, Giselle is such a clown to me. And she wouldn't even be a clown if she would just own her own self and stop trying to insert herself into this whole holy pastor's wife ass shit, because that's fake. Your husband is already a disgraced pastor, and then you're on TV further embarrassing you guys' home dynasty or whatever by being such a messy bitch. I cannot name you not one first lady I know that be doing this petty shit. And then now, you know, we cuss all day on this show. I don't give a damn. But my first lady doesn't cuss. And neither should you, bitch. Like, you all over here talking about fuck Monique and all of this other bullshit and fuck her. I don't want to be around her.
Right.
Bleep, 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 bleep. You are disgracing. Monique didn't have to do nothing to this show for you to look bad. That's tea. That's the word on the street. The most anointed thing talking. You ain't talking about shit.
I can't believe she had the nerve to come on up in here with that slogan. And Karen kills me because she got amnesia during this whole conversation, and she was like, "I didn't say that."
She don't want to talk to these bitches, these fake ass bitches, which she knows they're fake, and she said in her confessional, she don't want to tell them her business, and I don't blame her. I don't blame her because look, anytime you see Robin and Giselle together, it's just mess. I don't feel anything about them is genuine. Mm-hmm. They ride for each other, but when it comes to the other groups of the show, it's you two versus everybody else. And that's always how it's been. When y'all came to Karen, y'all's intentions were not genuine. Karen knew that shit, and she didn't give you bitches nothing. So there we have it.
Yeah, you're right. And so, woo, baby, I can't deal with Giselle or Robin. And I feel like Robin is so bandwagon. I feel like she wouldn't be doing none of that stuff if Giselle wasn't like, come on with me and let's go talk to Karen and see, you know what I'm saying? Like, girl,
Robin is brainless. I really don't have a whole lot of like regard to her mental capacity, because to me, like you said, she is a follower. Anything Giselle is hyped up and pissed about, she is too. Anything Giselle does or Giselle is done talking to a motherfucker, she is too. She's just a sheep puppy. And it even in your life, like, I'm all for black love. I'm all for y'all standing the test of time. But this nigga really fucked you up for a long time, and you stuck around for whatever reasons. So, you know, and again, no shade. Yeah, keep that same energy. No shade to women who do this. I understand that love is very complicated, and I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. But at the same time, where is it in your life where you were a good role model to your sons and took a stand on something that was of any importance and not involved yourself in this stupid type of mess? Like, she's a sheep. To me, she's Potomac's version of Cynthia circa 2010 or whatever, whenever she got on the show. Like, she's just like a puppet to me.
Yeah, she is. And Cynthia has changed. Maybe in her new, not in her new, but in the coming years, she'll maybe get some more backbone, but we'll see. But speaking of Robin had a photo shoot for her hat company. Baby, these hats.
Them hats look a mess.
Girl, I don't like the hats.
I don't understand. Somebody from Virginia or that whole area, can y'all tell us about the in that area? Because I don't understand. It's hard for me to kind of see y'all as these supreme housewives when y'all are dressing like bitches waiting on the bus stop. And Robin, you are so far off with these hats. Ain't nobody wearing that shit. No, this ain't Von Dutch.
With these hats and these wigs, sis.
Yeah, like, whatever.
Girl, well, yeah, I don't like the hats, Robin. But Robin said, look, let me use these girls that I don't really like that to put on my hat so I can have this photo shoot so I ain't got to pay no real models. I'm already in a tax issue and I ain't got no more money to spare.
You gotta sell a lot of hats,
baby. She had a photo shoot with all the girls, and of course, Robin goes and tells Karen. Robin goes and tells Wendy that at the lunch, Karen was talking about her having these degrees. So of course, Miss Wendy, as she slithers, baby, that lady like to slither. Wendy and Karen got into it, and baby, Wendy was letting Miss Karen have it. But Karen, I have to. Karen holds her. Karen holds her own every time. I have never not seen her be able to hold her own. Even when she wrong, she still holding her own. But she like, and I don't think she was wrong in this situation, but I'm just saying, like, girl, Wendy came for her and was like, you should be commending and applauding a Black woman for having a PhD because only 2% of the population have them. Listen, Wendy, we don't care about how many degrees you have. Now, I'm not saying that's not an accomplishment because, yes, ma'am, it is. I'm not going to, I only got a bachelor's. I can't get no master's, child. I'm tired of school. I can't go to school no more.
Okay.
So, today, you know, you don't need to be successful, sis. You know, you don't need to have a PhD to be successful. People come out the mud. Do you hear me?
And that's exactly what Karen did. And she tried to down Karen, but you really made yourself look like a fool. We on this show, people know we love degrees and titles and all. We love boosting that shit up because that is a huge accomplishment for our community. But Wendy, you wear that shit on your sleeve as if it justifies anything that comes out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. It justifies any type of thoughts that you have because you think you're right about everything, and it justifies your behavior. I'm tired of hearing about your 4 degrees. Yes, you are a very, very, very book educated Black woman, but act like a regularly educated Black woman. How about you turn this whole shit around and let somebody knowing that you're as educated be something that they learn to find out about you, and not something that you're just throwing in their face every time you met them. I have 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. I have 4 degrees. I'm so tired of hearing about your fucking degrees, bitch. Like, I know you went through it. I know you went through it to get those shits, and you have every fucking right to sit up and say Dr. Wendy, Dr. Wendy, Dr. Wendy all day long, but you use your education as a means to down others, and that's where you're not cool.
Right. And she has some nerve to try to tell, well, Karen, you talk so much about, you know, wanting to uplift women and do all of this, but you're downplaying her by saying, you know, that, oh, I have 4 degrees and you don't. Like, that's not uplifting women either.
And like, Karen is arguably more successful than you are with your 4 degrees. So it's like, ma'am, you came over to my ball game and try and ask to play. Like, don't come over here acting like your 4 degrees got you in this door and I'm not shit just because I don't have it. Like, that's where I like Wendy. I like Wendy a lot.
I do like Wendy.
I feel like I identify with her a lot, and she really exemplifies the type of woman that I would like to be. However, you gotta humble yourself, boo-boo. Humble it down. Because don't nobody give, at the end of the day, though, don't nobody give a fuck about all of these degrees when you're a nasty person.
It don't matter. It really don't matter. So check yourself. But look, when Karen started mocking Wendy's walk, Karen, I mean, she's talking about Wendy came down, slithering. They all started slithering. I said, y'all are ignorant. Anyways, y'all, the ladies are going to Portugal. And guess who's not invited? Can y'all guess? Monique. I just don't think they should have not invited her. I don't think that's fair. You know, Ashley and Giselle met up, and Ashley was like, Giselle was like, I'm not coming if she's coming. So I feel like Ashley was like peer pressured into not inviting her because Ashley been going so hard for, you know, Monique. That's been her friend. I just don't feel like, I feel like in other like Real Housewives of Atlanta, so much stuff has happened between all of them ladies to the point where they'll be like, I don't want to invite her. I don't want to invite her. But all of them still go. It's still the Housewives of Potomac. She's still a part of it. Although she made a mistake that I don't agree with, I still don't feel like they should have shunned her away from being able to go. And I feel like Ashley should have had more of a backbone and been like, okay, Giselle, well, don't come.
I mean, but Ashley did say she didn't want Monique feeling uncomfortable, which I can understand. And she didn't want them sequestering themselves off away from her, making her feel more isolated. So I get it. And plus, Candace is on this whole, well, she's dangerous, she's gonna make me. I don't like the show anymore. I think y'all are lame, and I hardly believe that y'all can come up with any more storylines to keep me interested now that y'all have iced this girl out, because now the whole show is us hanging out and her walking around her kitchen.
And I don't like that. It's not conducive for her. Why am I here? Why am I even on the show then? Because I'm not being a part of the group.
I'm interested in seeing if she will be coming back next season. I think that she should.
I can't wait for the reunion to find out what's going to happen. But speaking of that, Candace is upset. Now, mind y'all, this happened a year ago, but Candace, at the end of the show, Candace is upset because Monique files a countercharge against her. Now, sis says she has a legitimate charge to file, but I'm trying to figure out what possibly could she have countercharged. I don't know, but that done made Candace mad. So we'll see. Again, like I said,
it was a counter assault charge, but they both didn't get anywhere with it. The case was I guess the county DA, whoever dropped the case. They were like, we're not fooling with you bitches. This is regular bitch shit. Go figure it out yourselves.
Oh, okay. Well, there's an update, y'all. I agree. Like I said, Candace, you just mad because you got your ass beat. Like, it happens, baby. People get their ass beat all the time.
Just shut up from time to time. Maybe, you won't run into a burr.
Take your L and just move on. Anyways, that's all of the information or reality updates I have to provide for y'all. Dana, have you been listening to any new music?
Girl, I've been listening to Wolf Blitzer and these motherfuckers on CNN all week.
Baby, what? That's all we've been focused on this week. I just feel like our whole lives have been consumed from Monday, really. I know the election, was supposed to take place on Tuesday, but election day. But our whole lives have been consumed with elections and who's going to win. I know I've been pulling my hair out all week, but I'm so glad that we have made it here, and I feel like it was all worth it because Joe Biden is the president.
Joe Biden is the president, and did nobody vote for Joe Biden? Everybody voted against Trump. I don't give a fuck if Trump was running against a parrot. I would have voted for T'Challa for president over this bitch. So
not T'Challa. Wait a minute, T'Challa, Wendy's bird? I mean, not Wendy's bird, Monique's bird?
Yes. T'Challa got the sauce, and I feel like he would do great in leadership. So
he would, baby. He is trained. Monique got that man trained. She'd be a good vice president for him, child, I guess. Her and that bird situation, that's a little weird to me, but I ain't gonna say nothing about that. If that's what she get her comfort from, that I'll take it, child.
But yeah, no music, no shows. Maybe next week.
Yeah, we gonna try to find something. Well, I know the Selena docuseries is coming out, but that's I think still in a couple more weeks. But like I said, all of our being and consumption has been about the election. So I'm gonna try to find some shows to watch. If y'all want to hit us up on social media, let us know what's out, what we can binge watch so we can talk about it. Only thing that I've been listening to is one song. And that is Her, Damage.
Okay, I'm having to listen to that.
I don't know. Y'all might not like that. I love that song. I've been having that song on repeat. Anytime I go to the store, anytime I'm just riding the car, I play that song over and over and over again. I haven't played anything else, but I don't think anything else is really been coming out right now. There's a lot of negative energy going on. And I just do want to say condolences and shout out to the baby. His brother died. He committed suicide. And it's just, people are going through a lot. And we've talked about this in, the Down to Business segment. Dana's talked about it. Get therapy, y'all. If you need therapy, if you're dealing with any mental health issues, deal with that, because that stuff is real. We're all going through a lot. King Von died, now the baby's brother's dead. He committed suicide. It's just a lot going on. It's a lot that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. So next break room for child, I'm gonna have a sermon for y'all. We're gonna pray or something.
Okay, let us pray. But honestly, the only thing I've been listening to is this.
Out of my house. Get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Get out of my house.
That's all we gotta say.
And that's that on that. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you so much to our guest, Miss Angela Sheree, for coming in and blessing us with her story. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.